Hey, that's me. That's me. How awesome is that? Welcome everybody to the Kerrnel does Feed the Beast. This is Trec Ultimate. We are on an Ultimate server, Trec's Ultimate server. And I've actually been here for a couple of weeks. Playing around, derping around. Got a lot of show for it. This is Trec. Got a pretty good bunch of people on the server, and the admins are awesome. So, you know what? Make it easy. Let's go to spawn. So this is where we come in. Let's reload that. Off to a shaky start. So this is spawn. It's really, really nice. They did a great job on it. A lot of detail. Making very good use of some of the micro blocks. And this is our little bulletin board welcoming folks to the server. And we have some help with some of the plugins. We have MCMMO or MICMO or whatever you want to call it. I don't use it. We have some jobs where you earn money so that you can buy things. We have a little bit of a market. Some of the jobs are miner or wood. Actually, I don't think we have woodcutter anymore. Miner, things like that. Spleef, which is kind of a little mini game within the game. I'm not a big fan of it. And obviously we have grief prevention, so we can claim blocks. We've actually been talking about changing that, but it's still up in the air. I kind of like it. Use a shovel, claim your space, and nobody can mess with your territory. And these are the banned items. Pretty standard list. And I think we've actually limited the number of quarries to 1 or 2. So that's the way out to the wilderness. I mean, look at this. This is I don't know how many hours they spent doing this, but they did a great job. Absolutely great job. That's the arena over there. And this is our square. Free wheat. And this is our blacksmith where we just were. Actually, not the blacksmith. This is a tavern. I have not been able to figure out how to get this stupid jetpack hover mode to go. So there's going to be a lot of bouncing around. A lot of the banned items are now available in the spawn area. So this is our little Mistcraft table. And we've got our Farmcraft stuff. Trek. We have a little bit... Hey, get out of there. A little bit of a player market. Those are still available. This was new. I thought this would be a great... Golly gosh. This would be a great way to start the Let's Play. If you watched any of the Let's Play that I had for Minecraft... Good lord. If you watched any of the Let's Play that I had for Minecraft, in my non-server single-player world, kind of go with a different tack here. This is going to be a little more community-based, so I'm going to try and do some team-ups with some of the other folks on the server, and not really go through a tutorial kind of learning. I mean, I will be learning because there's still a lot of stuff to do. Oh. So this is where we can repair our weapons and armor. We cannot put book enchantments, so books are pretty much useless. We don't have access to the anvil. That's a banned item. So this is our anvil. So you stick your stuff in the input, and it gets spit out the output about 20 seconds later. And if it can repair it, it will. If it can't, you get your materials back. We got an economy information panel. So we do have a little bit of an economy. It's based on iron. So iron ingots. and you can earn money by doing jobs, getting good at your jobs. You can sell iron to the blacksmith shop, which is upstairs. We'll go there in a second. You can also set up your own shop, or you can trade with players, or you can sell your claim blocks. So if you got a lot of them, then you can sell those. So kind of a neat little area. Got our alloy furnace, our sawmill, and a powered furnace. That's not a banned item, but it is available in case you need to do stuff here. And we'll go upstairs, and this is the server market. So if you need stone blocks or cobblestone, dirt, sand, this is your iron, so you can sell your iron in this chest and you can get money back for it. You can buy iron ore, and I believe this is tin, since that seems to be a hot commodity when you're starting out. And you can buy some coal if you need it, and you can buy clay. I don't know why anybody would want to buy clay when you can dig it out of any local water area. So spawn is still a work in progress, and we've got our portal room over here, so we'll just take you there and go to the portal room. Oh, you know what? I took my boots off. I need my boots, my haste boots. I've never had haste on boots before, and I swear I can never go back. Okay, so here's our portal room. So we've got a portal to the Nether. We have a portal to... don't know where that's going. We have the end, and I'm not sure what that is. We have... okay, this is our mining world, and I currently have a quarry running over there. And this is Twilight Forest, and I guess this is nothing over here. So this is kind of neat. Central... the end wasn't opened until somebody actually beat the dragon, so once the dragon was beat, might as well open it for everybody. It's kind of cool. A lot of good detail. I think Malection, I think I'm pronouncing that right, he did a lot of great work on this, getting the portal room set up. So they did a great job with designing the spawn area. It's really awesome. So Mistcraft is enabled on this server, but we're not allowed to create any ages. But we can use, actually I'll get there in a minute. So you can use linking books. Just kind of stick them in your inventory, and that's links to exactly where you are. And I'm making great use of those, flying all over the place, locating things, sailing out to way out yonder, out there, and you know, finding places that are remote, linking to them so that I can get back. And I use two places that I can as linking hubs. One of them's here, since I can't link to any place in the overworld from the overworld, so I have to go to the Nether. So I've got another base set up, and I'll take you a tour there. So this will be kind of a tour of my my base or bases that I've created over the last few weeks. And so I use the Nether to hop here, and I use here to hop to the Nether and other places, like the mining world. Excuse me. So this is my humble little base, little in the wall. The first day of the server that I logged in, which I think was the first week, Trec actually gave me these. These are kind of cool. They're looking glass things, and I still haven't figured out how you get the facade on it. It's probably microblock, but I'm not positive. Either way, it's kind of cool. Defeats the purpose of its cobblestone, though, because anybody can tell that that's kind of a door. So the first day I came in here, I dug all the way down to the bottom. There was a cave on the right side, and I went through it. Really, it wasn't much down there. Didn't do much down there, and I went to the mining world, and that's where I got most of my ore. But this is kind of what I've done lately. This is a hills biome, and obviously this is a desert biome. And so I found a redwood biome and brought some of the trees back. I actually had to search for about an hour to find these. And that was a day after going 2 hours in the opposite direction. So obviously I linked there, cut a few trees down, and I'm using those, grab some saplings. So I'm trying to recreate it because I love the look of that biome. So my little mountain here is going to have all those all over it. So I've built a farm. I got a couple of solar panels. Those are really expensive. And I've got a really awesome sword that seems to be smoking these guys. So I've set up an automated farm. This is a rubber farm so that I can create a lot of the circuits. I'll probably convert this over to a jungle wood farm or a spruce farm because I tend to use those woods most when I'm building. And you can't really build anything with this wood. I've got it coming into the arboretum, which actually doesn't have any, no, that's probably because it's off. It's only hooked up to the solar power, so it really only powers a couple times during the day, and it's generated so much that, I mean, I won't need to do anything with these for a long time, so I may switch up the trees a bit. So we can go over this design. If you want me to go over any of the designs, let me know in the comments, and maybe I'll come back to it at some point and get a little more in-depth than some of the things that I've already built. But these are pretty standard designs. We've got the sawmill here, which takes the logger output. So the logger will take, cut down the trees, grab the saplings, send them up. I guess I'm going through the design, aren't I? So the saplings will either go back into the arboretum, or they'll go into the chest, and the rubber wood will go into the sawmill, and the sand from the humus will go into the chest, as well as the sticky resin. So, kind of cool. I was really proud of this. This was my first farm, so I was very happy with that. So, this is what my little prominence looks like from above. This is going to be a little lookout area here at some point, a little deck, but I haven't gotten around to designing that yet. Little volcano. I found out that there's not a lot of lava in there, but I did use it as a bit of a training ground over here on how to use some of the geothermal engines or generators. So that was my real first foray into more advanced power systems, because up to that point I'd only been using the coal, and you know, I was hurting for it. So this is my nether area. I used the portal maybe 2 or 3 times, and I haven't used it since because of the linking books. But it does look kind of cool. When you first get into the server, you're given a suit of armor, and it's a noob suit with some enchantments on it. You get a noob sword, so I've kind of saved those little mementos. And this is my enchanting room and my portal hub for going to the mining world, going to my diamond mine, which is kind of in the basement of another mine that I started. I found an abandoned mine shaft that I haven't been able to get into yet, or get to yet, rather. You know, I've been enchanting a bunch of stuff, and a lot of this came from soul shards, which I learned about. And I love these bookshelves. I saw these on Vintage Beef's Let's Play when they were playing around with them, and so I'm sticking all my linking books on here as I get them. So I love these things. So I will show you what I did with the soul shard. I was going to make this room here a portal room or a Thaumcraft room, but I've been told that you shouldn't really build a Thaumcraft room near your base because it kind of does some funky things. I still haven't gotten around to using it yet, getting into Thaumcraft, and I'll show you the place that I started, that I built specifically for that. But it's a little pain because the research table is a banned item, so it makes it a little difficult to do research if you're not actually in your thing. So with Soul Shard, I built a little bit of an old school vanilla zombie farm, and this is what I use for experience. And Soul Shard tier 5 you can build into a spawner, and it drops like mad. It's crazy. So there's a switch, and I've actually got the wrong gate on here. I need a NOR gate, not an OR gate. But this thing just drops like mad. And I have learned the wonders of turtles, because I can set these guys to kill, and at some point I'll have a little brain in a jar so that it'll collect the experience for when I need it on demand. But I can flip the switch here. Spawner's on. And watch how these things drop. It's nuts. I mean, I think they spawn every 2 seconds. You can set these guys. I've got a program. Both of them run. And you can see them, they're killing them. And I sit here and get the experience. Love it. So we'll turn that off. So we don't lag out. Alright. So that's my little spawner. And I guess the next thing that I can show you is my item room. And I'm in the process right now of reorganizing it. And you can see this is the output from my quarry. It's really kind of ghetto right now. A lot of cobblestone. It just started up a while ago, so we're still going through the upper levels. The mining world actually starts on, I believe it's level 80 or 90, so you're not starting at 65 like you would in the overworld. So there's a lot of levels you need to still get down to until you get to the good stuff. But there is a lot of ores and things that are in the higher levels that you could that you do need. So it's just a lot of blocks that you need to process. So I'm in the process of redoing this room. I need to reorganize it, and I need to cut down some more trees for this area to fill it out, and then we'll set up an ore processing system. So the items will get sorted into their barrels. Did a little redecorating yesterday. And it will come out into the processing floor. And this is an MFE, which powers a bat box for the lower power requirement, the extractor, the macerator. I actually just took down all of the piping for this, and I'm going to switch over from Buildcraft to pneumatic pipes. So that's going to come all over here, and it'll look a lot cleaner. I just got this redstone energy cell put in, and I'm using a magmatic engine to power this stuff. So my power situation is a lot better, and that's primarily because I was able to get Tesseracts. And this is my only 128 EU device, and that's the electrolyzer. A lot of the recipes I've noticed that you would think are standard that supposedly work for the centrifuge actually don't work in there. They work in the electrolyzer. So that was a little bit of a learning curve. So this is the machine room. I need to put in a new tank because I emptied the tank for power requirements from the creosote. I had been sticking that into a 5x5 tank, and I used it all up with my geothermal. I'm sorry, not my geothermal. Oh, you know what? I took it out. It was a... Gosh, I can't even remember. Huh. Blanking on it. But it was converting the semi-fluid generator. So it was converting the creosote into power and feeding into this, but it only does like 80 U per tick, and that wasn't really doing it for me. And actually, I used up the full tank that I had, so I stopped using that for that, and once I got the Tesseract, I started using it for the lava. Before I go downstairs, I'll show you my other farm, second farm that I had. And what I've been trying to do is separate out the layers. So I'm kind of trying to build vertical and using these two high spaces between floors so that I can put all the ducting and kind of the hidden behind the scenes stuff to keep things clean. I did use a coal generator. So this is upstairs is the tree farm. So there's 2 solar panels coming down. Actually, there's 3 of them. And they feed this bat box, and it feeds into this electric engine, and that feeds the logger upstairs. I'm sorry, the arboretum and all the other stuff. And downstairs, it feeds the other farm. And this is my wheat and potato farm, and I'm actually converting it into a wheat farm. I don't think I'll ever need any more potatoes than I have here. I would prefer to grow corn, but I don't think there's a corn harvester, so I can't really do that. So below this, we will build another farm for reeds, and I believe I'll probably build another one for cactus or cacti. Not sure yet. And actually, what I used to hollow those out were the mining turtles. Those things are great for that. There's a program called Bohr. I can't remember the gentleman's name who wrote it, but that's a great little program. It doesn't work, 100% as advertised, but what it does, you can figure it out after the first time running through it and make it work for you. So it'll hollow out a room. It's slow like a turtle, but it'll get there. And it's very useful. Save you having to do it. Save your tools. You can be doing other stuff while it's doing that. And I do have... We don't... anchors. We don't have world anchors. Those are banned. And we don't have chunk loaders. Those are banned. However, since the quarries act as chunk loaders, we're allowed, I believe, 1, possibly 2 of those quarries. You don't really need any more than that. And we are allowed as many personal anchors as we want, and obviously it costs ender pearls. And I'm kind of running low. So I'm gonna go down the basement. This was my cactus farm back when I was using waterproof pipes from Buildcraft, but I'm not going to use those anymore because I've discovered liquid ducts, which are amazing. So this room now is going to be kind of the sorting mechanics. So I'll have a sorter down here and some blue electric stuff, and that's kind of the next step after I've reorganized reorganized the storage room. So that'll be some fun. So here's the pipe for the creosote that is going nowhere right now. We've got the lighting from the floor, and also provides lighting for this area. We've got the lava, and it's going up to the geothermal generator. All of this fiber optic or glass fiber, whatever you want to call it, wire is running to all of the machines. And this run over here is for the high voltage stuff, the 128 EU per tick. The lava is going up to the geothermal, and it's also going to power excuse me, power these 3 magmatic engines, and these are running up. So this is something that I just built earlier today, and that feeds into the redstone power, the redstone or the red power cell. And down here is this thing. I blew one of these up, an industrial blast furnace. This was a pain to get, and I needed to get this in order to get the quarry. A lot of this stuff was to support getting the quarry. So this is the tank that was the creosote. Excuse me. This was the tank that did the creosote, which is now obviously storing lava. And this I need to expand to 7 by 7. I've got 2 up the top, so I'm going to have to move the tesseract down to the side. Not sure which side. I'll have to figure that out. So this will butt up against the blast furnace, which is where you make your steel. So this is kind of the room, and this is actually where I think I'm going to put the lava, because I think I'm going to reconvert that tank for creosote and continue to do the coal up there. Bring back the semi-fluid at some point, maybe to power the farms, I'm not sure. So this is what I've been digging out lately, and I'll have to make this 7 by 7, and that will store the lava, and that should power me for a while. This goes up over the spawner area. So that's pretty much the main base here. That's what I've been working on. This is what I've been, you know, farting around with the last couple of weeks, getting to this point. It's a lot more freeing, if I can even say that, when you don't have to worry about explaining things, which, you know, I don't mind doing, because that was the whole point of the other Let's Play that I had going for my single player world, is to kind of learn how to do some of this stuff. But you have to go through and explain things, and it is a learning process, and a lot of this stuff that you can, you know, mess around with doesn't make for good videos sometimes. So I was able to do this with the freedom of not having to worry about doing a lot of that stuff. So I think what I'll do in this series is kind of do things and show you what I did and some of the things that I learned as I went through it, and not necessarily show you how to do it, because there's tons of videos out there that will tell you, that show you how to do things, and I watch them just like you do. So that's how I get to do some of these things, is because I watch those and get some ideas. So I'll kind of, this will be a way to see how I progress through this, I guess, is basically what I'm trying to say. Not much else going on over here at the moment. So I'll take you to my other base. Actually, let's go to the Nether. So this is my little Nether base. I did have a pump here, but it kind of ran out of lava. I don't know how, but it ran out. I see it's all flowing stuff. It's not source blocks. So, and actually, I should fill that up, and I don't have anything to fill it up with. So just be careful over there. Don't have too much left. So this is my little humble little Nether base. I haven't built anything out this way, and I have not built out. I did dig a tunnel down here, and that kind of led to a little indirect way, I guess, to another fortress. And this way here is to our Nether portal from spawn. Somebody's been here. Oh, well, I guess that makes sense, because, God, they keep blowing that same area. I have to rebuild it. Stop it. Leave my house alone. So this is the portal that everybody comes through when they first come to the net. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Someone blew it up. I don't know what some people are thinking. I hope they moved it. I really do. Because, well, rather not get into it right now. But there is another base, or another portal, or fortress over this way. And kind of the source of my ire at the moment. There was a blaze spawner that I was farming for a soul shard. And I had blocked it off. It was over here. Oh, there is another one. I didn't even notice that. Well, I take it back. I take it back. Well, I gotta eat my words on that one. I was not happy with some people. Because they broke that one. Although, it doesn't make sense. Why would they break that one and not this one? I mean, this was obviously set up to be a farm for people. So, anyway, I had set that up. It was a great spot to farm some blazes. And now people have got to go build their own farm, I guess. Because I got my 1024, so I got a tier 5 blaze, tier 5 soul shard with blazes on it. So I can get blazes on demand in the overworld, no less. So I'm quite happy with that. So let's go back to... I got a little bit of a glitch going on here. Okay. And you know what? There we go. Got lost. Yeah, the jetpack is driving me nuts because I haven't been able to figure out hover mode. My key mappings are all, they're different. I thought you were supposed to use the M key or the N key, and neither of those helped me out. So it's a little frustrating. I keep having to do the dips, ups and downs when I'm flying. It drives me nuts. So this is the Redwood Island portal. This is a village that I found with an apiary guy that sells some proven frames for a pretty good deal. This is a link to another village where I can find cheap emeralds. I think it's 15 or 20 wool, and I think there's another one in that same village that gives you 15 or 20 wheat for 1 emerald, which, you know, with a wheat farm, it's a no-brainer. This one here, can't remember what this one was. I'm not going to go to it right now because I want to show you my thompiary. This is where I'm going to do my apiary stuff and my thumb craft. And I spent a couple hours building this place. So you spawn up here. This is back to the nether. Thumb chest. I'm really disappointed that the tables are banned because I really wanted to build a table up here, but c'est la vie, I guess. Got my little silverwood tree out back here. And we'll scooch down. This is the yard. And none of those really work. I just started getting into the apiary stuff and not doing very well at it. So it's a work in progress. I need to spend some time doing it, and I've got other things that I'm working on, so I will get to it at some point. I have gone around and collected some bees, but I still need to figure out what to do. And I think I've started out a little too ambitious, and I think I should just stick with the bees that are for this biome. get the beeswax and get the honeycombs so that I can at least power the beealyzer to figure out what some of these guys are. And just linking back to the house. And this is my little abode. And the only way right now to get up here is to fly. And I fell in love with this glass viewer stuff. It's amazing. So my reward for getting up here, since there is no other way, is to get the arcane levitator or whatever it's called, so that you can step on the pad. I think we used it at the blacksmith, and I want to get to that point. So you stick one here, fly up there, and that will be my reward for figuring out Thaumcraft. Notice the location. We are way out here. So not really much else to show. I wonder what this was. This was the old location that I was going to use for my Thaumcraft area, but I kind of flew out that way and found a better spot. But this is kind of the crux of a few biomes as well, so this is kind of a neat spot. Now some of the things that we have available is a home command or a spawn command, so we can go back and forth. So that's kind of a little mini tour of what I've been doing on the server. I've kind of come across a couple of folks' houses. Some of them built real close to... Probably should check on my... I'm pretty much out of juice. So there's somebody lives over here, and there's a couple that live near spawn, and there's a couple that live way the heck out somewhere. There's a guy at 10,000. So people have scattered a bit, and I think because it's a new server, we're still trying to feel each other out, you know, see who clicks, who doesn't, and you know, see if we can at some point in the near future get some playtime with some folks and do some collaboration, whether it be building stuff or going on some adventures. The Twilight Forest I have not been to yet, and I think that would be a really cool thing to do with somebody, but not quite ready for that yet. I still have some things to do around the base here, like finish this room. See how we're doing with the cobble. I did upgrade the cobblestone to the extra dimension, so I think you can get 1024 stacks of cobblestone. Oops. Love these barrels. So hopefully the next time I get a video going, I will have this room more or less finished and got this all filled out, and hopefully get to this. This is the router, and I'll credit the guy when I do it, because I got this idea from him. He used the router. Now he's got a filter here, and I don't think I'm not going to use that, at least not in this particular situation. I've got a little bit of a different design in mind, and it's going to use that floor space down below. So there's going to be some pre-processing before anything ever gets to that router. So we will end the video here, and would love to hear any comments you have. Please put them in the comments. I will read them. You know, if you got any helpful suggestions, I'm also open to those. I'm fairly new to Feed the Beast. I've only been playing for probably about 2 months now, and I really love it. It's gotten to the point where I don't think I've played my single player world in probably a month. Between the Feed the Beast Minecraft pack that I have in my single player world and playing here, You know, what can I say? I haven't, I just haven't had time, and I've heard people that don't like Feed the Beast and they go back to vanilla, and I think I might be the opposite. I think I might like this a lot more than I like vanilla. So here's the quarry running, and this is something new that I've been using these hobbyist engines, and they tend to overheat. And if you try and put water in, and I think it's been disabled in this when it's near a quarry or when it's in the mining world, when you run out of water on these, so you fill them with buckets, at least that's what I did to start, and they've got coal in it and they're burning. If you try and put water in and there's no water, they will blow up. So you need to keep water in them, and I got tired of going back and forth checking on these things. So the aqueous accumulator are wonderful, wonderful inventions. You just stick a infinite water source down here, put the aqueous accumulator in it, stick up some liquiducts into the back of the hobbyist engines, and they have water for life. Never-ending source of water. So this is going to be a standard setup that I'm going to use. These use coal, and I've got a ton of coal coke. I mean, that will last forever. It'll last at least a couple of hours, and I don't need to have a chunk loader or any personal anchor here because the quarry does act as that. So it's a little cheaper, but even if it wasn't, you know, I could stick a personal anchor in here, throw an ender pearl in it, and that'll give me 3 hours of, you know, live time with the quarry. And I think the 51 coal coke probably won't burn out in that 3 hour time. So this is a perfect cheap setup for running a quarry, and it's I am so happy that I got the quarry. I can't tell you, man. It took so long to come up. I mean, granted, it's only been a couple of weeks the server's been online, but I spent a lot of time trying to get that quarry built, and there were so many things that I blew up in the process that I was quite happy to get it. Let's see if I've got this. So this is. I need to reload that before I. Keep forgetting to put that lip there. Scares the crap out of me that I'm going to run out of juice in the backpack or the jetpack. So there's a couple of caves that I noticed down there, and I probably will go spelunking at some point. I do need to chop down some more trees. This mining world's awesome. As I say, if you notice, we're at 106, and that's the floor level. You know, we've got all these great trees around. Lots of these little thingamahoogies. Lots of spruce. Lots of jungle trees. Great mix. It's just kind of a hodgepodge, and that's one of the beauties of Mistcraft. And it's unfortunate that we can't create our own worlds, but that's fine. You know, I can get by. There's still a lot to do. So, yeah, this is it. So, as I say, next episode, hopefully we'll have something a little more to show you as far as the ore processing system goes. And if you have any comments, please leave them. I am not signed up as a whatever it is to get money for this, so I do this for fun. I get paid nothing for this, so I don't even get ad revenue. So, you know, if you like it, you like it, and if you don't, that's too bad. I'm sorry, but I am open to comments. So if you have any, especially suggestions on things that you notice that I'm not doing right, or something that could improve what I have, that would be great. So anyway, take care, and hopefully we will see you back with us next episode.